Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Black Geyser with me, Bring It On. Let's head towards Frenegar. The frozen city of Frenegar. And this time I won't alt-tab out of the game and cause it to crash. So we should complete our journey. Oh, also, before I make it too far, a commenter pointed out a very neat mechanic. You can see what scrolls you have in your inventory that you can learn from the spellbook. So we have 2 to learn. Let's go and take care of those scribings real quick. The Skeleton Halberdier and Funnel Aura.
I await your instructions. At once.
I'll take a quick look around, make sure there's no loot on this side of the river. Well, that's neat.
I'm listening. Off I go.
I am digging the music here as well. Let's check out the Frenegar militia.
Yeah?
Isn't that what the hunter said back at Tor's Cliff? All good. I don't know if I'm speaking to him for right now.
There?
Overseer as well. So if the people pay taxes here, I wonder if they only have to pay half the taxes since like half their home is within the city confines. Hunter, lumberjack, and a child.
I will lead.
So I don't see any loot. Also, make sure there's no one down here to talk to. I'll go ahead and speak to the fisherman.
Can I help you?
There's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing, traveler. Might be some pretty gross weather. There's no such thing as bad weather. Have you ever heard of a tornado? Or a hurricane? Let's speak to the lighthouse keeper next.
Greetings.
Those cursed wintry elements won't spare us. Are you okay? Could have been a hunter, or a falconer, lazing in the warmth of the tavern all day. Nobody's coming here anyway. Your job seems rather important to me. Not even a bit. Since the keeper has raised this darn wall, it's only of ours, who roam the sea. The salty trawlers would even find their way home blindfolded. I should be going now. That flame is dropping off again.
As you say. Hello?
Trust me, you've not experienced the North until you've had Norvale.
Yes?
Alright, so we'll go speak to Balgan and the Overseer next, I think. Then we'll start exploring these homes in earnest. Ha! The smoke is floating up in front of these two. I thought they were ghosts for a second.
Off I go.
Alright, let's start the Overseer.
Greetings.
Alright, generic dialogue. Alright, what's going on, Balgan? A giant making good money here. Well, I am glad to hear it. Alright, first place you should visit whenever you come to a new town is the tavern. So everyone congregates, and you can seek out rumors. Try and find out what your next step should be. So we have Dricker and Ogvald. Let's start with the Taverner after I loot all of his stuff, of course. Don't believe we found the recipe to make that yet.
At once. At once.
Off I go.
I do have Hamlin do the rest of the looting, in case anything's locked. Alright, seems his expertise is wasted
I
here.
await your instructions.
Alright, back downstairs. I keep doing that. Keep pressing Q. Not on purpose, I'm fat fingering it. Welcome to the Frozen Spirit. Fancy yourself some Norvale. What can you tell me about this place? It is the Frozen Spirit. Mostly harbor sailors and fishermen on their way to Frenegar. As you can surely see, business has been hindered by that pretty ice dome the Keeper sent on us. I have to add, my great leader pretty much deserves some punishment for what he did. But as normal folk, it is a disaster. But I'm rambling nonsense. What can I get you? I'd like to rent a room. Sure, plenty of room these days. Alright, rest and heal up.
I await your instructions.
And speak to Ogvald.
What would you like?
You're welcome to a seat if you wish. I'm Ogvald. Do I know him as the Exile? What's your story, Ogvald? You haven't heard of Ogvald? That is the way with adventures, you know. For a few weeks you're famous, all the beer you can drink, and your adventures are forgotten. Then the following year they're being told across the land, without your name attached. I too am an exile of the unforgiving North, and that truth is both hard and indisputable. Tell me about your adventures. Ah, prefer to leave the old stories to the bards. You ever hear tell of a magnificent dwarf who could fell 3 men at a blow, or squeeze a stone until it wrapped an emerald? That was me. What I spent most of my time on now is dodging the wrath of the Dwarven Council. You on the run from the leaders of the dwarves. Let's just say I have other priorities than answering questions posed with a hammer. Certain jealous elders of the council claimed I conspired with enemies of the Dwarven nation. Oh, how I laughed at their accusations. I must have sounded like a donkey of fire, but a packet of forged documents conveniently supported their suspicions, and thus my exile. No matter. My enemies can't hide in the shadows forever. Perhaps you'd like some assistance in tracking down these enemies. Indeed. It would be an honor to help restore your good name. Thank you, but no. It's not quite time yet. What are you drinking? Norvale, a specialty of Freynagar. Keeps you warm and helps pass the long dark nights. What's in it? Barley, hops, and distillation of frost giant tears. How do you make a frost giant cry? Make fun of his club. Har har har. The joke was old and the keeper still sat on Boar's knee and tugged on his beard. What happened to Frenegar? The city is completely encased in ice. My first guess? Stupidity. I came here to investigate the ice. What I've gleaned from the locals is that a freak blizzard descended upon Frenegar, and only Frenegar, and over the course of a week froze the whole city. When the weather cleared, it revealed a wall of ice, cutting them off completely. I doubt I need to tell you this was a magical phenomenon. Any idea what caused it? It's the Lords of the North, angering the Keeper of the Peaceful Winter. Who is this Keeper? The Keeper of the Peaceful Winter is a demigod, the result of a tryst between Bor, the god of winter, and a human woman. He is also a master of ice magic, and self-appointed guardian of the Northern Realm. How have the Lords angered the Keeper? Like contentious siblings, Frenegar and her twin city Risnagar have been at odds for centuries, but every time the animosity erupts into war, the Keeper intervenes. 3 times in the past, that intervention was in the form of a massive winter storm that immobilized the troops of both sides, beyond making it impossible to prosecute a war. The resulting deaths from the plummeting temperatures and famine have ensured a rapid cooling of hostilities. Heh. I believe that is the cause of Frenegar's enchanted ice. Let me ask you something else. I'd love to have someone with your strength and experience on my team. Perhaps we could help each other. A kind offer, and tempting too. I must decline for the time being. Nice to meet you, Ogvald. I'll be on my way. And you, my boy, and you. And the stone open to wherever you find it.
What do you need?
Ogvald the Exile. The same. I take it to Norvale for my new friend. What's Norvale? Alright, so we've already talked about that. What brings you to the outskirts of Frenegar? You look much too big for this stinky tavern. You have a keen eye, my boy. Alright, so we already spoke about this. Alright.
I'm listening.
Talk to Dricker, or Dryker. Probably Dryker.
Hey there, sailor. Can I interest you in my wares?
What? I'm a priest, not a sailor. So you can take whatever you're peddling somewhere else.
Is this the thing you wanted to see in Frenegar? In a manner of speaking.
Oh, since you're still here, I suppose I must ask. What do you want?
Drekir, I need you to tell me what you know about the pact prophecy.
You know my name. And you know about... I mean... nothing. That is what I know about. What you just mentioned. Nothing. Now leave me to my drink.
You plainly have a deep sorrow weighing on you, Drikir. Or, sorry, it's like Drikir? Such burdens grow lighter when shared with others. Yes, it's hard to argue with that. Very well.
I was a priest of Alnarius. I am a priest of Alnarius. No one can take that from you. Not even those sanctimonious of the church. I was a scholar, you know, mostly working in the library. That's where I found it. In the deep archives. Too deep for rats. I think even the silverfish shunned it. It's a place for hiding things they don't want anyone to see.
And that is where you found it.
The Pact's prophecy was hidden in the binding of another book. A grimly uninteresting genealogy of ancient kings. It says that Hrothgar, the devil god, and Zornilza, goddess of avarice, will form an unholy alliance and use their divine powers to spread chaos and greed across Yarangal. That part, I fear, has already begun in Isilmerald. What I've told you would have been dire enough, but the prophecy goes on to state that their pact will fail and allow still a more terrible force to rise. Something that will doom the world, not just to the caprices of wicked gods, but to total destruction.
I'm trying to think of everything we've learned up to this point. What would be that third force beyond Hrothgar and Zornilza? What did you do after you found the prophecy? I brought it to my superiors, to the church, but they did not want to hear me. I was told to get back to my dusty work and keep my mouth shut. If I did not obey, I'd be removed from my position and cast out. I will not lie. I was tempted to return to the library and forget what I had learned. To cross the church would mean losing everything I had built for myself. But to hide the truth would be to cross Anarius himself, and that I could not do. Having no powerful friends or reputation of my own, I took my message to the streets of Isilmerald. I preached to the cataclysmic pact outside the church and to the faithful of Anarius, to anyone passing by. Probably not the best route you could have taken. But go on. No one will listen, of course. The church made good on their threat. In fact, the result is right here before you. Frenegar has the best reputation for ample and free-flowing drink, so here I sit. Is all you learned of the prophecy? Was there nothing else?
Well, there was one other detail. Not in the main document, but in the marginalia. About the source from which the church's version was transcribed. The original prophecy was housed in a temple near a ghost town in the mountains east of Deranguld called Alvin Melchizedek.
It's quite the name. Could you repeat that, please, Drikir? I don't know if that's how it's actually pronounced, or if that's just how Ilsa pronounces it. The Temple of Melchizedek. That's all I know. I forgot what I came for, Donald. This is a bad place. Sorry, this is a bad place to drink yourself unconscious because of the cold. You should remember that. Huh. Faint death worries me. You weren't listening at all.
Now we can head for Deranguld and see what can be done about the plague. The journey will give me time to think.
Alright, we're not quite done here yet. We completed another
I'm
quest.
listening.
I should probably check in. My
Yes?
companions real quick.
I await your instructions.
Alright, I guess we'll start with the Widow's house and work
At
our way
once.
west from there. Well, that would do it. Let's go back and rest one more time.
What do you need?
That should put us at hour 8, and everything should be open. At least that should be open.
At once.
I speak to the widow.
Yes?
I await your
Narrate
instructions.
dialogue. Good day, my lord. And to you as well, peasant. Or sorry, Emeria. Whatever you go by. I can say that because I'm nobility.
At once.
Off I go.
I'm listening. Off I go.
What is your wish? Yes.
Alright, let's check out upstairs and we'll speak to the shopkeep. I was gonna make a comment about how they don't lock anything. I guess they don't have any reason to. They have nothing inside any of their containers.
Yes.
Welcome to Emeria's Goods. What can I help you with? How is business going? Better than ever, sir. Hate to admit, I didn't use to get much traffic before the dome went up over Freynagar. As it emerged, however, turns out I remain the only shop owner on this side of the thing. The folk have been getting awfully greedy lately. I kind of feel the urge to drive my prices up as well. That's not how I have been brought up. This place remains one of fair trade as long as I'm here. I'd like to browse your goods. Browse to your heart's content. And nothing of note.
I await your instructions.
Well, that was disappointing. Alright, to the fisherman's house.
I await your instructions.
Can I help you?
Alright,
I'm
generic
listening.
dialogue.
What is your wish?
I await your instructions.
What is your wish?
Alright, Hamlin, you stop being a weirdo, man. All behind the party like that. So this is the Avkechi farmer's house? So I'm not sure how you just pronounce that. Oh
At
hey, a locked
once.
container. 2 lock containers.
Hmm?
Well, I'll be.
Off I go.
I await your instructions.
Greetings.
Alright, some more generic dialogue. On to the next. I didn't think that Never Seen was supposed to last this long, right? Scales up to level 9.
I await your instructions.
What is... Off I go.
Well, I appreciate the generosity. They just don't care if I come in and take all their stuff.
Yes.
Soothing Tide should be new. We've read this before, though.
A beer would be nice. Thank you.
I'm listening.
Off I go.
I await your instructions.
I guess speak to the Dockmaster. And
At once.
Can I help
then
you?
we'll go a little northwest.
Can I help you?
There's a disappointing amount of dialogue in this town. Most of Olmir and Galdriger? Galdriger?
At once.
At this rate, we should be all set to head towards Darren Gold in the next episode. Without any further delay. See if we can't resolve that nasty disease business that's been going on in that city.
At once.
Alright, so here's the better healing that we've been finding
off I
here.
go.
Hello, come in, come in. Welcome to my family's brewery. The oldest in Frenegar. Probably the oldest in the north. Do you see the giants hammering away at the ice dome? I need assistance brewing something up for those monsters. You look like just the sort who could help me. Why are you making drinks for the giants? The problem is the great brutes love my Norvale. Love it so much they're drinking me dry. Livers must be as big as a sled dog. I'm trying to imagine a northern settlement without Norvale. Madness. Luckily, I've come across a recipe for an even more potent brew. Something I can whip up to keep the giants happy, so my regular customers won't have to go home sober. But I need a particular ingredient. What kind of help do you need? I need pristine Okechi. Okechi? Offcase? An herb that can only be found on the highest mountain peaks of the Northern Realm. The area around Frenegar is especially promising, but because of the feud between the cities, creating this rare plant, jeez, has fallen off to nothing. I can't leave the brewery to make the journey myself, especially with Frenegar so badly undermanned. I need someone hardy and fearless to hike up a mountainside and gather as much pristine Ove Casey as he can carry. Sure. Who doesn't like a nice long walk up a steep cliff? I knew you'd be up for it. Look for the pristine of Casey in any mountainous area of... Sorry, of Casey. Not being able to pronounce this is driving me up a wall. Of Casey in any mountainous area of the Northern Realm. The same shape as regular of Casey, but with darker leaves and pink berries instead of red. Bring back a proper harvest, and I promise you'll be rewarded.
What do you need?
Welcome back, brave wanderer. How goes the search? I'm still looking. Then what are you doing back here? Our friendly giants need the kick this enhanced Norvale will provide. I'm certain that's what they need to break through that dome.
At once.
I'm willing to bet it's back at Tor's Cliff. Probably where we fought those Zoria Titans previously. Here I was wanting more dialogue to read, and then when I found it, I was struggling to do so. Alright, Erica?
Hello.
Hello, please come in. Our house was destroyed by that dreaded ice dome. We've been living with our neighbors ever since. Most of our possessions are still in crates. You look like a traveler. You're going to Isilmerald anytime soon? If you could carry a message to my sister in the capital, it could mean a whole new life for us. How's your sister going to help? Lif and her husband Wilgo left Frenegar when the trouble with Frenegar first flared up. Hoping they will take us in, though our parting was rather rough. In fact, left at the end of a very heated argument. Most of their belongings are still here. I have something of Wilgo's I want to send to them, as a gesture of goodwill. Where in Isilmerald can I find her? I'm not sure. Lif and I haven't spoken since she left, but she was definitely headed for Isilmerald. Her husband Wilgo is both a sailor and a renowned craftsman, so they probably settled in one of the better districts. You can easily recognize my sister, who look very much alike. Wilgo is an elf and small, even for their kind. They also have a child. I accept. I'll seek out your sister for you. Give Lif with this old sailor's compass of Wilgo's. Hopefully it will remind them of better times.
What?
Did you deliver my message? I haven't. It's a long journey to Isilmerald, you know. Please make haste. It's very awkward living here with my neighbors. I always feel that we're imposing. Their horrible dome be darned. Why did it have to be our house?
I await your instructions.
That is a nice touch, though. I assume someone is displaced because of this.
At once.
I mean, I suppose they could... I mean, it doesn't look like it's been destroyed. Just shifted a little bit. They could probably make do. Or just live in half a house. Maybe extend it along the dome wall itself. Just have like a wide, flat house. So I think mercenary gauntlets are new. I don't think they're unique though, but plus 4% to stabbing and then plus 7% to slashing resist.
At once.
That's a parrying dagger.
I await your instructions.
Alright, see what's in this last chest. We'll speak to the owner of this home, and we'll probably call it an episode at the border of the city.
I await your instructions.
Yeah, so we've seen this before.
I'm listening.
Let's talk to Galdrigger.
Yes?
Welcome to Frenegar, my good sir. A new face is always a welcome sight. In fact, I was hoping an adventurer might wander by. My little town has a raider problem. Perhaps you could help. Now, this sounds like a recent problem. How did it come about? When the pestilent ice dome appeared, a few smaller parts of Frenegar were left outside its border, like this bit we're standing in. Everyone on the outside has been left to fend for themselves. We're lucky that ours is the biggest settlement, and we have a port. A smaller village to the north isn't so fortunate. A small group of them took to the wilderness and started pillaging their neighbors. They come at night, and always when we're most vulnerable, and need it stopped. What do you want done with these raiders of yours? These ruffians need to be schooled, and in my opinion, Force is the only language they understand. I'd send my own men, but I haven't enough people to track them and guard the settlement at the same time. I already appealed to the Icebreaker Giants, but they won't help. And my best hope at the moment, find their camp and take care of the problem. You've got free reign. Use whatever approach you think best. I just want these thefts to end before any of my people get hurt. I promise I'll take care of it. I appreciate it. I believe you'll find them east of Freynagar. Their camp is somewhere near Tor's Cliff. Eliminate the problem. That's all that matters to me. I believe we've already run across these folk. I talked them down once. I assume that I can do it again. Alright, so that's all of our business concluded here for now.
Once.
Sounds like we have at least 2 quests. Yeah, 2 quests in Tor's Cliff, assuming that that's where we find the... Off-Cakey? Cakey? I don't know. However you say it. The healing plant. Then we have a quest in... Isilmerald, right? Yeah, Isilmerald. Alright, but for now I'm going to call it here. Next episode we'll head back to Tor's Cliff, try and take care of those 2 quests. And I guess the one in Isilmerald as well. Then come back to Frenegar, turn them all in, and head back to Darren Gould. So maybe I should go to Darren Gould first and drop off Isla. So Soraka gets that experience. We'll decide next time. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.